Okay, so building on the previous tutorials then, I have made a mistake in the timeline, and in particular, in my original video, and I'm going to take the timeline all the way back to the beginning. In my original video, I start the video with the Legends logo. In fact, we can preview it there, and the music playing in the background. But what actually was supposed to happen next was I was supposed to actually have a voice that recording that I had used with Mr. West, and also then a JPEG file over the top that talked about subscribing to the YouTube channel and to those things. So what I wanted to do is show you how to kind of do that part, and then we'll be able to fix everything that where the mistakes were. So one of the things that happened in our clip was that Mr. West did a voiceover, and it's called "Subscribe to Our Channel" .mp3. Well, that was part of our project files that were in this class. So I'm going to place that audio in there, and unfortunately, you can't hear what I can hear in the project when I hit play on that part of the audio. But essentially, I'm going to put the timeline there, and I'm just going to listen to it. Okay, so I listened to the audio. You couldn't hear it on the video, but he talks about our Twitter page. So I need to put the Northside High School Twitter page JPEG over the top of that. Now, I don't want it on there for the whole time of the audio because I also have to switch over to the YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is I found the twitter.jpg file here to the left. So I navigated to it. You might need a minute to find it. And I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it in here. And I'm going to extend it until the point where I think he's done talking about Twitter. I'm going to re-listen to the video and see what it. Okay, so what I'm listening to the audio, this is where he changes subject to the YouTube channel. So I'm going to drag that Twitter all the way to just before the timeline here. And then the next piece of content that Mr. West talks about then is the YouTube channel. Well, I have a slide about the YouTube channel, and I think it's, I'm trying to figure it out here in the project. So I'm going to start at the top. Nope, that's not it. Yes, here's the slide about the YouTube channel. So I'm going to click and drag the YouTube JPEG to match that, and then I'm going to drag that out until it matches the end of the audio. And so you can't really hear it on this video, but he's talking about subscribing to the Twitter page and then to the YouTube channel. So I'm just going to make sure. So he's talking about the content that's there. And that's pretty much how that clip ends. So now I'm ready to slide all this other stuff back next to that. So I'm going to do the same trick I did before. I'm going to click and hold it down, and I'm going to select all this, and then I'm going to slide it until it matches. And now we're back onto our timeline correctly. Now, the only thing that's different is I have to apply transitions. And you know what's crazy is you can do the same transitions as you did before. If I'm going to move the timeline right there, and I'm going to zoom in pretty closely. And you can right click and apply the same transition which we were using before, which was that crossfade. I'm going to move the timeline here. Same thing, we can apply the default transitions, which was we were using a crossfade, and we can go and apply the same transitions here. And what you'll notice is that I'm going to preview the video here. You'll be able to see in this pane right here that it's going to transition from the Twitter screenshot to the YouTube screenshot. So I'm going to play it. And notice it applied the crossfade, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. So that's how you insert your audio file into the audio track, and then you insert the photograph that you want over the top. And then you just extend the photograph until it reaches where you want it to go as far as the audio is concerned. And then similar is like when you get to the end of the audio track, you can just drag the edge of the photograph to match. And just as a preview, so I always like to watch it to make sure it's correct. So I moved the timeline indicator to right there. Sure enough, it faded in the way we wanted it to, and our video is exactly where it was before. So that says that we did a good job editing using this. So that's our next tutorial.